Hey, good morning. I'm in the Brazil Times newsroom and want to tell you about what's going on today. First off, can't forget this. Uh, the Comprehensive Plan Workshop is scheduled to take place at 6:30 tonight. That's going to be at Pappy's Barbecue in downtown Brazil. So uh, be sure and plan to attend that if you are a Brazil resident. They're going to be looking at a comprehensive plan, updating the comprehensive plan that's been in place for a long time. And they being the city, wants you to be involved in that workshop. It's not just a meeting, it's going to be a workshop. And so you'll want to be there for that meeting tonight at Pappy's Barbecue. Also, this is kind of neat. We got a letter today. This is the latest in the Chicken Soup for the Soul series. It's called Simply Happy. It's by Amy Newmark. And we got this letter from the publisher. It says, I'm working with local Brazil resident Diane Stark, whose story Old News is included in the new book from Chicken Soup for the Soul editor Amy Newmark, called Simply Happy. When Amy Newmark sat down and read more than 100 past Chicken Soup for the Soul books 9 years ago, prior to becoming publisher and editor-in-chief of the iconic series, she had no idea how much reading those 10,000 stories would change her. And says Diane Stark's story Old News is one of the stories Amy felt inspired to include in Simply Happy. Old News was first included in Chicken Soup for the Soul, Find Your Inner Strength. So, anyway, congratulations to Brazil's Diane Stark for being included in the latest book from the Chicken Soup for the Soul series called Simply Happy, a crash course in Chicken Soup for the Soul, advice and wisdom. And now let's turn our attention to the Brazil Parks and Recreation Department. The park board met last night, and all the members were present, including Janet McClellan, Carol Evans, Zach Stoltz, and Brian Bemis. And they had a lot on their plate last night, a lot of exciting things. Hold on a second, I'm going to double check on that time for the meeting tonight. I think I had it right, but let me make sure while we're still doing this that we get that time right for the meeting tonight for the comprehensive plan. Zach Stoltz, the treasurer, reported that the park board still has 25% of its budget left at this point in the year. And Marv Boone reported that he has had a lot of requests for modern camping facilities out at Craig Park. And so the 4 primitive spaces that we now enjoy are going to be joined by some modern spaces. And let's see, Marv said he plans next year to add 6 modern campsites. And then in the following year, he plans to add 6 additional camping spaces, and those will be pull-through spaces for the big RVs. And in response to a question from another board member, they are going to have a dumping station built out at Craig Park. So that will be good news for campers. They also told about a group riding, they being Marv told about a group that was riding bicycles for cancer research. And they stopped in Brazil, needed a place to camp, and so Marv took them out to Craig Park, and they had a couple tents they slept in, but they said they were just thrilled with Craig Park and the facilities that Brazil had to offer. And so that was absolutely wonderful. And by the way, the city did not charge that group that was raising money for cancer for camping out at Craig Park. Well, we got a bunch of people here. Heidi's joined us, Linda, Mark, Harvey, and Harvey Roscoe said, missed you at last night's Clay City Forum. Well, as I just mentioned, Harvey, I was at the Brazil Park Board meeting. You know, a friend of mine, just taking a minute here, a friend of mine up north one time made the comment, he says, nobody can be two places at once except you. Talking to me. Well, I don't think I can really be two places at once, but we try to do the best we can, because all you can do is all you can do, as a wise man said recently. Okay, let's see. The fountain is operational at Forest Park. It's going to remain in operation until a permanent fix can be found, Marv said. He's confident that the temporary fix will last as long as necessary for that. And let's see here. We need to make you aware of this. There is going to be a public hearing for the park's 5-year plan. Now, this is different than the comprehensive plan meeting that's going on tonight. And I was wrong about that. The comprehensive plan meeting is at 6 o'clock tonight. It's going to be at 6 o'clock tonight at Pappy's Barbecue. I thought that was the situation. I just wanted to double check. So anyway, the 5-year plan update for the Parks Department, that meeting has been moved to November 15th at 6 p.m. And following that public hearing, the Park Board will meet at about 6:45 p.m. You've heard about the ice skating rink at Forest Park. Well, it's not quite cold enough yet, but I can tell you that it is ready. It will be ready when we get our first freeze, Marv says. So when the ice is frozen enough to ice skate, that rink will be ready down there by the bridge in Forest Park. And I can just imagine that's going to be an exciting time for a lot of people who enjoy ice skating. Harvey tells me there were 60 people in attendance at last night's Clay City Forum. That was for both parties, by the way. It was a meet and greet held at the VFW post there in Clay City, and sounds like it was a very productive meeting. That's great. That's great. Carol Evans last night told us there's a large group that play pickleball every Monday at Forest Park's pickleball courts. In fact, the group is so enthusiastic, they said that if the city of Brazil could come up with 2 more pickleball courts, that maybe we could get some groups to come in and play pickleball together and have some tournaments. So Marv suggested that the tennis courts be restriped so they would be multi-purpose. So if we take one of the tennis courts adjacent to the 2 pickleball courts and restripe them on each end, then the tennis net could be used as a divider between 2 pickleball courts, and that way there would be 4 pickleball courts. And so the park board's going to look into that. It sounds like it would be a really neat thing. I'd like to play pickleball, wouldn't you? So much enthusiasm for that. I think that would be great. All right, what else do we have here? The park board also, before they adjourned, answered a request from the Eagles Lodge, and they are going to be donating 4 boys' toys and 4 girls' toys to the Eagles Lodge, and they were happy to do that because of toys that they have. And the meeting was adjourned, so that's what was going on at last night's park board meeting. Carol Evans just joined us, so don't tell her what I said about her, okay? Yeah. Hi, Carol. She's waving back. I can see her. All right. Well, hey, I'm glad that you're with us today. A lot going on today. The Rotary Club is going to be distributing dictionaries throughout the elementary schools in Clay County this afternoon. That's always exciting. The kids get a hold of those dictionaries, and they just love to have those books. So we're excited to do that, and thanks to Sam Glover for heading up that project. Well, we're going to head out now, but again, thanks for being here. I always enjoy these times together. I hope you do too. It seems like you do. And we'll see you soon.